Hello. Hello. Hello there. This is a Pixel Pastiche. And today, we're gonna have some pixel-based fun. I was trying to think up a philosophical way to start out the stream as was planned, but as my plans have been going lately, I couldn't really think of much of anything. Nothing was falling out of the dome piece, so I decided not to force it and to start playing some of this game, Children of Morta. It was free on Steam and will be for, I think, a few more days. It has nice pixel art. It seems rather fun. I started to play a tiny bit of it, but I saw its potential and I stopped. So we're gonna be doing a lot of that, and then after some amount of time, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, we'll switch over to do some pixel art for the stream. I want to remake this wonderful art that you're looking at right now that just says stream starts soon. I need to get something looking somewhat better. So we'll work on that, and then we'll just talk chat away if anybody stops by. And even if not, I'll still, at that point, hopefully have something to go off on. So, let us say hello. Nice to see you. Wonderful to view you. And we can come over here. Cut that all down. Cut that all out. Oh, sup, Guar? So nice to see you there. We're going to do that and this. And hopefully we'll start it up. So far what I've seen is just like part of the opening cinematic for this, which may replay. Like I didn't save anything, I won't believe. Oh my gosh. Plus I've been trying to get inspiration for like legit pixel artwork to do, and this thing about this style is that I've realized use of color and the way like good animation, especially pixel art animation, comes when those colors get to blend in to one another. Like the varying levels of green aqua that they've got going on here. Oh, please. We got a beach ball, so that tells me no, our frames haven't been terrible. It just struggles. But yeah, getting a much better eye for color will be useful in developing our pixel art. So, yes. Oh, okay. I thought I had to like make something. Cool. We're gonna be doing the main story. I had saved. Here, let's delete that. Start right from the beginning. We are gonna do normal. I'm not gonna play hard on this one, because it does have a rather challenging gameplay feel. Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Margaret
Terrifying.
awoke, startled, a cold sweat clinging to her.
Yeah, she looks terrified. She looks
She gathered
crying
her
and
thoughts.
shaking right now. You gotta admit though, that's a pretty sick room. Like having your own
Aged
personal
wood
chemistry set,
creaked, echoing through the quiet rooms.
especially in a world like this one, seems kind of valuable. Oh my gosh. Fast
Near the
walk. Look at this
house
woman.
stood a shrine to Rhea Dana, goddess and daughter of the land, of Rhea and a being of comfort.
The other thing that you have to love about fantasy is, of course, we're going to be dealing with names and concepts and ideas and
Margaret
lineages
sought answers,
with very little explanation at
but
first,
the
so I'm going to
goddess
forget all of their names.
did not speak. There was only the faint whisper of something dark, something hungry.
I require sustenance. A nice rotisserie chicken would be about right. How you doing, by the way, Guar? Feeling good today? I hope you are.
The old seer's bones felt the weight of their age as she climbed.
Looking out over the lands.
The only
really
thought
beautiful.
on her mind, has it begun again?
Probably. Plus, I wonder what this was made in, like, whether it was a... Oh, sick! Yeah, you heard this time, I due to my
John's
downtime from
mission
yesterday, I
is
did not have
simple.
any philosophical
to
ramblings to do today, but I do
investigate
want to do some
Rhea's
pixel
greatest
artwork, and then next Wednesday, we can talk some game design.
His mother presented him with a fresh divinity shard.
Straight out of the oven.
From his brother came a newly sharpened sword.
Yes.
His
That
wife
pixel on the left side of the
gave
string
him a
is,
kiss,
screen is doing
and his
double duty
daughter's
right there.
Hugs were full of reason to return home safe.
By the way, I want to bring your attention to something. Listen to the way that this man says H-U. Huh. He says it a couple of times, but just enunciates the living hell out of that. Ugh. It's a very pretty game. One of the reasons why it caught my eye. How are our frames looking? How's our connectivity? Looks a little choppy. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I don't want to do anything to mar just how good this looks. Gotcha. So it's a
Rhea,
roguelike, I forget. I
a
think
place of unimaginable
a
beauty.
roguelite. So we should be middling. Okay. We should be dying a few times. We should be getting incremental upgrades. We should be advancing, using multiple lives and such, from what I understand.
It first appeared as sludge given life.
Ew.
Slithering creatures, small and vile.
Small and vile. Easily killable. Now, I do have to admit, as you probably are aware, games like these are not my forte per se. So we're going to be trying to get the most out of it. Yeah, roguelite. Not roguelike. Cool. Fortunately for the warrior, the enemy did not grow any larger than this for the remainder of the game. And peace was brought back to Freya. Ow. Okay, and blocking is directional too. I would say, like, differentiating between them for no reason is some elitist stuff. Mm-hmm. Ugh. And the other thing that I have issues with games like these is that I'm a very twitchy person when it comes down to it. So sometimes if a bunch of stuff just pops up on the screen, I will be clicking like mad and missing all the intricate timings that are required to enjoy a game of this calendar.
Impeding further
Caliber.
progress.
Can't even
A
speak
battle
properly.
was certain.
I always like to, or at least I like to say, it matters in so much as if you're trying to create a certain type of experience, it doesn't necessarily matter to the player if the experience is well crafted, or if you're trying to like convey to a team of people a feeling you want. Because everything is just pretty much elements, you know? Everything rogue light is just a bunch of elements that you decide to put together.
Banished by light
Oh, but now that's
itself,
that's absolutely one of my favorite genres right there. Alternative post-hardcore emo punk wave.
Dark.
If you get the synths even the tiniest bit wrong, I will rant for hours about what sets it apart from the postmodern alternative hardcore emo punk wave. Don't even get me started.
The shard grew warm.
Yes.
Humming softly from the harnessed energy. The shard grew warm.
You said that already.
Softly
Thank you.
from the harnessed energy. Before him was now one more dangerous
and now we've got our little
than those that
elite
came
look.
before.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to get the timing of the shield a little bit too. Hey! Nice. And then tab and their skills. Witch house? It sounds pretty sick. Yes, please do. Okay, gotcha. Is one of the prime instruments there a cauldron? Or is it like that type of music that started out? Which was the Harry Potter?
A familiar threat,
What?
albeit farther out than
What?
usual.
Oh, fuck. I thought these were little people. Please. It ended up becoming a real thing. Well, that's... once something has a good enough idea behind it, as we well know, no matter how hard something starts out as a meme, if it gains steam, it cannot be stopped.
Inherently violent and ill-bathed, the goblins were an unfocused but constant threat.
Rude but true. Are there any goodies back here? Anything special that I can look for, like secrets or no? It's okay if they're not, but... Let's see. Oh!
Magnificent, but dangerous. A land
Wow.
of love found and of love lost.
Why does everything have to come down to love in these things? Can't I just appreciate the trees? The mountains don't need to hear about this shit, come on. Alright. And
Before
a mystic
him
door.
was sacred ground, left untouched in days gone by.
So I'm a little bit interested in the lore of this. Like, are we the... Oh, whoa.
Remaining
It just let
calm
me in.
and collected.
Are we like the
the
only
shock
people
of his
living out here?
heart-skipping beats was concealed in expert fashion.
Hello, where did you come from?
Before him stood Linda, his eldest daughter, with bow and quiver at the ready,
I am thinking about
determined
that.
to do her part.
And I'm not quite sure. Does anything come to your mind on that? Oh my gosh! Animation, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, best game. Oh, required gaming. That's the other thing. Like, I kind of want to talk about something that's upcoming, because there should be some good releases and stuff that I can pay attention to. Okay. Because I think doing some trailer analysis would actually be kind of fun. We can frame by frame through a couple of things, think about it. And already, we are getting a little messed up.
Before the Guardians were not beasts feeding.
Oh my god.
Monsters consuming, destroying
Damn, boy.
others. They
That's a
corrupted
thick-ass
and
boy.
distorted, creating even more hungry husks.
Listen to the way he says hungry husks. It's insane. Damn, oh my god. Where were you keeping that thing? Wait. Wait, okay. Please. why my
Both
leg is
father
acting up
and
now.
daughter gathered their thoughts, their hearts heavier than before.
Pre-rendered cutscene,
How
no
would they
gameplay.
explain
Pre-rendered
what they
cutscene, no
had
gameplay.
witnessed?
Pre-rendered cutscene, no gameplay. I get you, I get you, I get you. Ooh, ah. Sup, Sylph? Nice to see ya.
The ancient tree had been cut down. Together, father and daughter described
Oh yeah,
the
this was
horror,
Children of Morta.
creatures dripping with decay that
Was
slithered
playing it
into
because it was
bodies
free and also
stuck
because it's
between
got that
life and
pixel art
death
style.
to bolster their ranks. Grandma Margaret confirmed
So far
what
it's
they all
kind of fun.
feared. It was the
A
corruption.
little bit funky to play,
A
but
cruel
then again,
entity spoken of only with
we should
hushed
warm up to
voices.
it.
An ocean of darkness that flowed from the top of Mount Morta.
oh, so Morta's the mountain.
And the
I thought Morta
Bergsons'
was the
duty
person.
was to stand against this devouring deluge of death.
Gotcha. Oh,
Kevin was also eager to do his part in the family's fight, especially when his older
This is my
brother
first
Mark
go.
was off somewhere. He was as much a guardian of their mountain home as any of them.
I was expecting a more fantasy-based name. Yeah, we are learning
stood.
on. Free on
If they
Steam
were
for
to
like,
reach
they
the
had it
summit
free for a
and
couple of
destroy
days.
this evil,
I think it should be free
as the
for
Bergsons of old had done in the past,
like,
they would need
3 or
the
4 more?
assistance of the sanctuary.
and hopefully in that time I'll know if I want to actually buy it. So we're only buying things that are getting some play. Alliteration abounds. Ah yes, the glittering submerged crystal. One of the most important fantasy aspects.
Given to the Bergsons by Rhea herself,
Power.
the sanctuary was a gateway to the mysterious lands
One day in 19
around
hours,
the
damn.
mountain. Margaret pointed to the huge crystal at the center of the den, revealing their next task:
Power the crystal.
to activate it
Yes.
and open the way to the source of the corruption.
Okay.
And once Rhea's 3 spirits are gathered on the grounds, the only gate to the top of Mount Morta
Huh.
will open in this chamber.
So I have a feeling like it's gonna have to be we beat some bosses
By
for each one and
himself,
like take their
or with the
essence for it.
assistance of those who loved him, John needed to gather the 3 spirits from their lands.
Yes.
Without them, he would not be able to stem the flow of the corruption.
Oh. All right. Okay, I
Souls
tried
of
pressing E. I
Anaya
tried going to the
must
menu.
Be here, or she
Let's
needs
see how
to
it
be
is.
found.
Okay, so we can choose Linda or John. And we're gonna go with John again just because he's who I know. I see somebody with a hammer, and that's the person that I want to play in the end.
A celestial shard chipped directly from the ancient crystal in the sanctuary. It would be the Bergsons'
Oh my gosh.
lifeline.
I love
Tether
Darkest
to
Dungeon.
pull them back home before death's
Guar's seeing
painful
some modded
whisper.
play of that. A 1-day work week? Get out of here. I warned you about using all that free time off. Darkest Dungeon is on some other
Filling
level,
the
though.
winding tunnels of the silk-covered caves, the
Yes.
acrid taste of poison lingered in the air.
There we go.
Spiders.
Always starting with spiders.
Linda told herself it was only target practice. As she readied her bow, they must find the spirit deep within the caves.
Ah, yes. All right. Just need... I hate bats. And spiders. Okay. I don't know why I'm struggling so hard with range. See, now it feels just like Dark Alliance. Oh my gosh. Pots to smash, skeletons and spiders to kill, bits of glittering gold to pick up. You don't get better. Okay. Oh, and traps. Wonderful. Huh. The average syllable count has got to be at least 5. I think this thing is just against me. There's nothing picking it up. Oh my gosh. Mouse targeting, I'm just trashing it. Hello there. Okay. Okay. He does kind of have that vibe to it. I'm just hoping that the story, if we can get any more of it down, I want to see how this whole world interacts with itself on a grander level, because that's the, as pretty as the words may be as we go through. We got to have some gripping reasoning for it all. Melee attackers take advantage when blocked, or we can just call down forwards. Oh. Gotcha. People would have to think too hard to speak, like that's the problem. But man, would casual conversation be absolutely insane at that point. And Twitter would be a mess. The word count would have to, or the character count would have to start at like 300 or 264. Go. Okay. Gotcha. So far, the only thing that's thrown me for a bit of a loop is just like getting the distances between me and whatever I'm hitting, because I swear, like, some of these hits look like they should not be going through. But luckily enough, they're so generous with the way that these things get stunned after taking any damage. I'm sure it won't last for long. They're just being kind to me. Jennifer Hale? Now who is they? No, please. This the substantial bartender. I even missed that he wore that out. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're... I'm dead. I wasn't paying attention to the spike.
This was death.
Dang.
Was warmer than they expected.
That's actually mad impressive then. Run duration 5 minutes, 77. 74 more and 73 points healed. Let's try not to suck next time. I think I played through all of the Mass Effect games as Fem Shep.
As the Celestial Shard brought them back. A sensation no hero could become accustomed to.
Yeah. Okay, give me another shot. And Samus. Oh my gosh.
As she heard John and Linda describe their foray, thoughts rushed through Margaret's head. The corruption.
Game voice acting is one of those things where it's like everybody who gets the right type of job will basically become through.
With the new threats looming,
Like the guy who
Margaret
was the
asked
voice
Ben
for
to prepare
every
his
single
workshop. He would have to take charge
head
of
character for like a
enhancing the
year and a
warrior
half.
family's weapons and armor.
Samus is badass. One of the best voiceless, or like, not voiceless, but earlier when she didn't really have
Uncle
lines
Ben
per se.
reached out to the familiar
The
warmth of the
prototypical
forge. If they
Halo
were to
Master
reach
Chief.
the top of Mount Morta, their equipment would need
Must
to
be with a track
the
record like
highest
that.
quality.
Gotcha. Oh, I have just enough for a 1 armor upgrade. And this goes for everybody in the family. Gotcha. Okay. She delivered those lines so well.
When light faded from the sky,
And like you could actually
most
hear
were
the
fast
difference in her
asleep.
delivery from
Mary
the
would
Paragon
look after her
versus the
family,
Renegade
immortalizing
responses.
them
Like
for
by the
future
end, where after you
generations.
start getting that big scar on your face. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. I said, Ben, strong with my arrows. This is actually a pretty cool little hub world. Let's just take a quick look around to think about how things are most likely going to progress and if there are any secrets to look forward. Kinda seems like it. We won't worry ourselves with it too much right now, because we're not going far. Yo, you've got to get him to play that one. The 90s were the time. Romance was seen as something that you could just tag on, and nobody did it well enough, so nobody tried. Yo! Oh my god, but StarCraft 2's animatics were so good. Kerrigan in the end flew away after they killed Mengsk. She jacked him up and leaves him on the planet though. So I feel like they kind of, was that Wings of Liberty? They kind of came back on that one because they did her a little bit of a disservice, but damn. She came back in the best of ways. What? Their cinematics were so sick. Plus, I love how there's that one cinematic where Zeratul is trying to tell Kerrigan about the source, the primordial Zerg, and Zeratul shows up. He de-stealths, and then she just like kicks the shit out of him for like a minute and a half, and he just takes it. Oh my gosh. Yo, sick characters. Sup, Georgie? Well, and the fact that they, with the death of Starcraft Ghost, were able to bring her around. Or no, that was gonna be Nova. Never mind. I'm speaking of something else. We're playing Children of Morta today. And then we're going to do some animations. We're going to remake the stream starting soon after we play this for a bit. I do have to say, Sylph, you missed out like mad. When it came back to she was in an expansion too. And they basically, oh my god, did wonderful, wonderful stuff with her because she went on the warpath to get back. And had kind of a redemption where it wasn't so much about the love per se, but it was about like the recognition that it really just doesn't work. But it's like it turned into more of a respect thing. I tried playing multiplayer in StarCraft 2 because I played Warcraft 3, the multiplayer as well as the custom games a ton. And I thought that StarCraft was going to be like Warcraft 3. You know, you have big armies by the end, but it's really about managing individual units and hero whatnot. Oh my god. StarCraft's just like get used to the macro building up really fast and then number
Their
crunching.
life giving way to new life, moving the cycle
I sucked at it.
ever forward.
Okay. please. Please, please. Ooh. So you played Heroes of the Storm too? Yo, I tried playing Heroes of the Storm and then my hands started hurting, so I stopped. But I played Raynor in that all the time because I loved him in Starcraft. So looking like Nova. That's some high quality right there. And then Guar, of course, is flexing over here, placing high in StarCraft 2. How did you do that? If they had wood ranks, I know it's a LoL reference, but I wouldn't get any higher than that. Although, put me in some line tower wars. Oh my gosh. Special teching and foot in frenzy. Delicious. Too high, which is like, what are the even ranks in that? Do they do the whole platinum, gold, diamond, silver? We only have 1 point, so it doesn't matter. And then you get the message, I'm in your base, killing your dudes. Kick. See, I didn't ever play Heroes of the Storm long enough to be able to get like a grasp on what was really going on in the game. I was so far carried by my team in every single game and engagement. And when I really didn't know what was going on, I just resorted to being support. Because I always like to say, healing people and making sure they stay alive was much easier for me to do than chopping people or shooting people down or like playing assassin, anything like that. Were those spellcasters, by the way? Or didn't Sonya have like an axe or something? Maybe I never even saw the character enough. Oh my gosh. Every once in a while I think about going back and playing League of Legends again. I invented AP Sona and nobody will ever give me credit for it. Practically Challenger, Season 1, and never again. Okay, stop. Okay, it blew up. Awesome. The bratwurst. Plus the map gimmicks I kind of liked, but getting used to playing different overall game plans based on what tactics you have to do seemed a little much.
His elder brother Mark left the house. His brother was strong, making any near him feel safe. But he left Kevin.
Yep, I would either be if Sonya was that barbarian,
Uncle Ben knew what his nephew needed.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say. No, I would always either be tank or healer mostly. I know that Raynor is a ranged assassin, but the best I could ever play a tank was in the completely unrelated game of World of Warcraft. Oh my gosh,
with paper and
those were the days. PvP and WoW was fun as hell.
She witnessed in the clouds, drowning herself in her own world, a place empty of life's trials and
But who knows? I'm still looking for like
Margaret
actual long-term games to do on this channel. So maybe getting into HOTS or LOL, one of the two, or maybe alternating. I don't know. What did he say? Put some pepper on it. Tell him to put some pepper on it. Sprinkle a little pepper on the sauce. Okay, let's see what your deal is, Linda. Oh my god! Championship ribbon? Wait. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. 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 What do you mean you can't find a buyer for that? People should be trying to snap that up off a bid. Those are sick. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why are you guys so cool? Stop it. No, never stop. Please, gosh. Glad this thing has like an auto aim on it. Ugh. Yeah, no, it's been a long time. So even with that, oh, I get you. So it's like, cause yeah, no, but yo, Guar's on the law grind. Then you could be like, it's a specialty account to make sure that everything goes through. What? Oh my gosh. Esports professional over here on a LAN event. Really? That's so cool. Stop it. Hey, if you guys are gonna play, I need to make a new account and then get out of a terrible level. Because that would be pretty sick. Right? Oh my gosh. George, you wouldn't be jumping in for? Well, can't you do server selection for it? Oh, sorry. Get me out of here, please. Because as long as there is even somewhat of a scene, being on stage is impressive. Please. Oh, UK servers are down. Oh, that sucks. The Still haven't fully seen Arcane yet. But see, now you could just say, oh, no matter which server you head on to, you've got skins that will sell for tons. You okay over here? Okay. Character-wise, I think I like the bow woman, Linda, here a lot better. Maybe because it's just easier to stay away from damage. What season are they even on? What season are they on for LOL right now, Guar? Because it's got to be in, if not the high teens, 20 something. Oh. Okay. And I'll wait for a second one of those. Well, here's the thing. Heinrich not only doesn't have aim assist, I have to double aim for it. So I have to have my mouse in the right place, and Heinrich needs to hopscotch his way into the right direction. I have to do both. Look at this aiming. Multi-track aiming. Oh, sorry. Oh, season's just years. Gotcha. I hope you are, Georgie. Right now, so just to follow up for the lore of the game.
Pilgrims, once lost in cavern mazes.
I thought there were going to be bigger spiders. There's this mountain that has a bunch of sickness flowing out of the top of it called Morta. And we are a family that is meant to fight the sickness, this dark stuff that's coming out. In order to fight it, we need to go to 3 different areas and then get the souls of the protective creatures that are there, align those souls, which opens a portal that's going to take me to Morta. So yeah, right now this seems to be kind of just like generic evil spider area. I'm pretty sure it has a name, Silk Caverns, but I have not been paying enough attention to that. And I'm playing the eldest daughter of John, who is the first son and soon to be father of 2 more people who are the other members of the Bergson family.
At the end of a long road. And a hero never knows what is awaiting them at the end of a road.
Simple,
Moving
easy
is more
loot.
important than reaching.
I was gonna say, did they let me in here just for lore? Because I wish they did the thing where... Excuse me. While he was speaking, they let me walk around. Whew. Get out of my face. Plus, we have different levels of cleanliness for our kill streaks here. So we've got sanitize at like 10 plus, or cleanse at 10 plus, and sanitize at something else. So almost like Gauntlet, which is another game. Oh my gosh, if I could play Gauntlet Dark Legacy on stream. Oh, talk about level design on that thing. Has anybody out there played? Any of you played Gauntlet before? Like either the originals that were on N64 or Dark Legacy for GameCube? One of the most entertaining things to ever have existed. Yo, so OG Gauntlet was one of the things that got me falling in love with kind of like the Monster Rush style of video games adopted beautifully with Dynasty Warriors later on. Oh, of course it counts. The first boss I think I ever raged at in my life was when I played Gauntlet at my cousin's. The ones who were up in Evanston. And they had the N64 and the PS2 and all the sick games. But the dragon that you first have to fight against in that game, I was too young to understand just how to efficiently do damage, so I kept on dying and I kept on dying, but I was having so much fun that I didn't understand why.
Object of the divine.
Why? You just had to continue on even though you felt like you didn't want to. Bam. No. In my opinion, though, Dark Legacy is the absolute pinnacle of the Gauntlet experience, especially after they did that remake that wasn't Blizzard who did the remake, but somebody did a remake of Gauntlet, or like an updated version of it that played a lot less like Gauntlet used to, and more trying to be something like Diablo-esque. Just didn't have the same type of feel to it. Didn't have that same type of fun. Generic looking characters, not the best of the level layout. Made me a bit sad. Cool. Any gold? No? Okay. Take that. Take that. Okay, by the way, I wish that I had betting on this channel. So, how big of a spider do you think the boss is going to be? Is it going to take up 10% of the screen or half the screen? Because I feel like in a game like this one, they've got to have it move around a bunch. I would love it if it was like one of those absolutely titanic type of monsters, but I feel like it's going to take up like 10%, maybe have some lunge attacks, and then make pools of venom on the floor. If not, throw down some webs to like slow us, but maybe they'll fall from the ceiling or something. I want it to be though. $16.7. Oh, that's specific. We brought out the decimals for that one. Get out of my face, please. Respectfully. You do not know who you are dealing with. Woo. 2/4. It very well could be. Whoop. Ow. Oh, and that slows you down like mad. Was it worth it? 11. Get your bets in, because we're probably going to be entering the boss room in not too long.
What strange thing could have dragged Grandmother this far?
How did she get down here?
Will of Rhea will flow in those still obelisks.
Yo, that's the one thing that I don't like about...
This
not
was
don't
the
like,
only
but
thing Margaret silently whispered.
She's been
And the Bergson
teleporting all around this place
in order to understand what had occurred.
Whoa. What was that? Oh, that was the... I keep on forgetting. We have powers in this. Gotcha. Okay. We'll get that later after we go. Oh! Oh, okay. So, that was not clear to me. Every single time we clear out one of these areas, it technically gives us the ability to pick up an obelisk being one of our Q abilities. And then that's basically like a treasure for clearing the room. So that's how they've been breaking up these levels, and it's just been going way over my head every single time. You think with all the talking they've been doing, they would make it a little bit clearer exactly when stuff like that was happening. Oop. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
All 8 eyes.
I knew.
studied
Oh,
the
it's
one
tiny.
So willing
It's
to
not
walk
tiny,
into their own
but
tomb.
I wanted to like what it. Oh, it's gonna go on the ceiling. I don't even know if we have the ability. We get webs on the ground though. Oh, okay. Wait. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. That's annoying, but makes sense. Okay, not too bad. I don't think we have the ability to make poles, but when we do, it's gonna be sick. So, little digestion of that boss. It really wasn't anything special, but there were 2 things that caused a slight issue. The webs on the ground weren't really terrible, and the spawning of the ads weren't terrible. It's the fact that I couldn't see when it was really coming down on me. And you can't hit the roll to react if you're on a web because it's slow. So it's either limit where we're walking in terms of the area that only the web is not covering, or
to finding himself.
Preempt every single time it goes up and just wait like a half a second and jump in any different direction to stay safe.
They felt good. Not too heavy, not too light. Like an extension
13.2%, so it was above. Then
Uncle Ben suggested a few practice swings outside.
16.7 to 13.2 is what, 3 and 5?
His nephew was
but close to 10.
With the blades
That would be
ready
3,
to
2
join
away.
his father and sister.
We win on that one, Gore. 10%. Has it closer than 16.7. If you didn't do the 0.7, you would have beat me out on that one.
2 of her children were already risking their lives, and she would not have her precious little boy out there as well.
But I appreciate that math on the fly. Sorry, the story is happening.
He took the daggers away.
We
Who
won't
was he
get
to argue with a mother when it
a new
involved
character
child?
until you beat the boss, because then the mother will see every hand we can have.
Handing over the daggers was like abandoning a part of himself.
Will be
He
better
was
for the
meant
Bergs in victory.
Meant to be out there fighting for what was right.
Yes.
He just needed to convince them.
Let the child fight. Death means little to the family. Whenever Market deciphers a tablet, Rhea reveals something new to the Bergsons, given enough resources.
The mysteries of
strengthen
the
the family.
world were like open books to the wise.
Gotcha.
The words from the wise shall benefit man and beast.
So outside of our gold or our mort, what can we use? Oh, we just use money. Everything is money. Hold up for a second. Workshop. Move speed. 850. Worth it. Worth it. 2 damage, 1 speed, and no knowledge. was your deal?
Uncle Ben pondered over a map he received from a refugee. The
Mumbling
Silk
to himself,
Caverns were a
with great
twisted
power,
maze of
great
dead ends and
responsibility.
venomous nests. But somewhere along the right path, a Neodaya, spirit of the Caldipo Caves, rested.
The Caldipo Caves. Sounds a bit goofy, but I'll take it. Okay, going with Linda. Here's the plan. Going up by the one, the absolutely indomitable strategy of just bet one higher. New rule from here on out, every bet needs to be at least 0.5 away from other bets for safety, just because War's trying to scum it. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Give me a sec, give me a sec. You see what happens? We gotta make rules for this. Okay. I got one for you then. How many tries do you think this boss is gonna take? I'm gonna bet conservative and say no more than 3. Hedging myself. Just to say if we make it in 2, I'm awesome. Betting is open. Make sure that by the time we hit Silk Caverns 2, you have your vote in. Requires a gemstone. Oh, okay, cool. And maybe that auto aim isn't as good as I thought. Were truer words ever spoken? I think not. Okay. Gotcha. Absolutely sniped. Get 360 no scope, please. Mom, get the camera. Huh. Okay. Of course, leave it to the one thing that's not actually moving around trying to kill me that I get hit by. You open? May as well. Anybody else in here? Oh, gosh. Where are you? Dang. Okay, next thing we've got to do is also work on getting that combo meter as high as possible. Because we need to know what other words does this game have for those levels. Okay. Anything? Anybody? I hear you. Nope. Damn. Only a cleanse. Ow. Please, spikes. Stop it. Okay. Come here. Oh, we did get a little bit longer. Anybody? Not the time. Gosh, it did take up a ton of space on there. Let's see. We've got one. May as well. Gotcha. And after landing it, each family member unlocks their own unique set of traits. benefit all family members. So, ooh, okay. So they really don't want you to move around too much with her, or we temporarily get a speed boost. I'll take this obelisk. See, now, do you know what would actually be kind of sick with a game like this? It's there's that one game that does it really well with Curse. It's like Curse of the Old Gods or something like that. If every time we took an obelisk, it upped the actual challenge that was going to be existing for the rest of the gameplay. The more boons that you get, the harder the game gets overall.
An object of divine
May as well.
energies.
Let's go, Silk 2. Ah. Okay. Let's take a look and see how we're going to go through this. Dead Cells actually does have something like that, right? Where you can do certain things which then they benefit you there, but makes the rest of the game more difficult. I don't remember exactly what that... Ow. Upgrade is. But I like when that happens in games like these. Because it makes each one of the boons like what you think about what you're getting. Even though you're being able to play the game technically more easily, the increased challenge and reward makes you like on the fly adjust your game experience. Okay, we're getting some good ones on this. Anything? Please. Anybody? Oh, 22 though. Purge. That was delicious. Receive a little bit. No, just give me something that can drop more gold. Who would have known? The flame balls are actually kind of cool. Does this get rid of the flame? No, we just... Okay, we just, like, item up with everything that comes through here. Cool, 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 cool. It's a guaranteed win this time. No fuss, no muss, no danger. Now, let's take a look and see. Oop. Anybody else? Damn! More here now? Yeah, I've been trying to think of either what to say or what to do, but one of the reasons that I was a little worried about a game like this is I get a little bit absorbed in the gameplay, and then when I start shutting up, oh my gosh, I don't get to interact with chat. I don't have any wittiness flowing out of the top of my head. I feel like a Plano. I guess there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but then it's like we may as well be playing on the hardest difficulty to give people something interesting to watch. Because otherwise I'm just like, well, yep, we got skeletons, we got bats, we're killing them kind of easily. Nothing's going too wrong with this run, and I don't know enough about how we should be trying to build it, or like what items are even gonna come. And the combo counter only exists so far as we have enemies in here. That's what I've been trying to do. But now here's the, okay, thank you for seeing that bar saving me again. I was watching NL earlier today, and I've been watching the man literally for over a decade, and something that I realized is he has an inner monologue that is probably going absolutely non-stop. And I think it's been developed because of the way that he was streaming and creating content for so long. All of those little anecdotes about going to the grocery store that I can't whip up, all those little thoughts about, well, sure, there's this one person standing across the street from me or walking across the street from me, but how does them walking affect me personally? And how many other situations could I think up about that relate to this one? He's got like this weirdo sense of being able to never stop thinking about whatever is happening to him, no matter how mundane it is. And honestly, I don't know how to draw out mundanity like that. Oh, plus 10 more, thank you. Heck, if intense stuff was actually happening in the stream, I might have the rage card to pull out for a bit. But overall, it's weird. It's kind of a chill game, you know? Yeah, it's intense, but it's okay, well then, let's do this. Let's talk about the game. What do we think about it and how do we feel about it right now? I like the game. I think the gameplay is pretty decent. But the one thing that I do have to, say is, it's evidenced by the way that I'm choosing the bowwoman right now as opposed to the sword guy. The style of enemy and the style of gameplay that you're experiencing apparently needs to be one size fits all for every single character that's possible in it. Alien Storm is similar in some ways. But right now, this one size fits all.
Not all in the caves were refugees. Some were just traveling merchants stuck in a bind.
Oh, hello there, sir. Clearly, if this was just the sword guy, he can't attack as fast. He doesn't get this mad range. They help you out with the aim assist, and enemies, even when they get close to us, aren't doing nearly enough damage to be mad threats. Top-down shooter co-op with it. Yeah, but see, like, that one is designed around being a shooter, right?
The strange-looking shopkeeper.
This game, I don't think is designed around it being a shooter.
Tipped his hat. He
Oh my
invited
gosh.
them to stop by his shop later.
Stylish hat,
promising
though.
something for all adventuring needs.
Very nice. What are you, boy? Riders on the storm. Lightning damage with kill combo reaches high levels. I like him already. Is that available on Steam, by the way? Do you know? Because if they've got game design that really suits the type of experience that you're going through, it's like, yeah, everybody's a shooter, but you have different roles in the shooter as you have different roles you're trying to play through. That might be a little bit more engaging. The teammates shoot facehuggers off you. Free on... Oh my gosh. Well, I know what's coming next. I have to trust my teammates really, really mad well to be able to do something like that. Otherwise, they're just as deadly as the aliens would be. Okay. Attempt number 2. Hedging the bets. Cool. I think we've got...
8 eyes studied the one so willing to walk into.
You don't need to say
own
this
tomb.
every single time. So every single time it goes up, we've just got to jump. Free the re. Right? Okay, I can't even free it. Okay, I guess it's supposed to be reactable. That's so strange. Is it glitching out for you? Well, not glitching, but it doesn't look mad accurate. Please. Okay. So we got trashed again. Same attack, same issue. Goddamn. Medic or engineer. If I can put down turrets, I'm all for it. One more. And let's see if the house can win. Cool.
Worried for the missing boy.
Next time, I
Ben
promise we
thought
got
that
it.
Maybe he should have hidden the daggers better.
What are you talking about? Did he leave? Things were getting pretty choppy. Yeah.
Margaret, in her
I think it's
wisdom,
not just
knew
you,
that
because I'm looking over and
nothing would have remained hidden
our
from
amount of
Kevin
frames really
forever.
hasn't decreased
Now,
since
she
last.
only encouraged
Unless
her
it
son
was
and his
just
daughter
both.
to hurry and find him.
Damn. Oh, then maybe it's just this rig letting us down again. Or I don't want to say let us down. I don't want to be so hard on you. Give. As much damage as possible, please. Okay, third time's the charm. Caldipo Caves. We can do it.
Expansive and dangerous.
So
Would
now
they
that's
be able
it's
to
free
find
for
Kevin?
a bit.
Or
It's
would
free
the
for a few
spiders
days,
lair trap
so that
Kevin
people like
first?
me can pick it up, and then most likely afterwards it'll stay in there, and they'll be like, "Hey, are you aware that?" Oh, this guy's going down like 2 hits. Are you aware that the game you have that was free is now only going to cost $8? If you buy it within the next few hours, we'll make sure that the cost stays low. Please, Optic. It's a good incentive model, and Steam has the flexibility as a digital distribution platform to be able to pull that off. I like it. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the headlining of a couple new Steam sales. Will they be like, hey, instead of dropping the price on some, we're going to make them free for this week, or free for the next 4 days. Put those up on the front page and get people playing them regardless. And then, okay, now you can buy the game at its reduced cost. We're not reducing it by 40% anymore, maybe only by 20, but you've already gotten X number of hours out of the game. I think that's great. Please, but please, but please, 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 please. Oh, that thing just goes off all the time. I like it. Now, one thing that I wish it would do, though, is just activate when there are enemies around. Oh, yeah. See, now, the thing that I'm wondering about, though, is how do you think they got recognized for this? Like, was there a good enough reception at first, or do you think they reached out and were like, hey, we would love to put our game out with this model that you're trying? Because if it's like a nomination-based thing, I wonder how many other games would do this if given the option. Like, hey, release your game. If your game goes all the way through Greenlight, then you can choose to have it adopt this model for a bit, because we've seen it does really well for your type of game. Or you've already released one with us before, so why not take advantage of it this time? Ooh, nothing left. That could be cool. Okay. Let's try to combo counter. Anybody? No. Oh. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm gonna try this first, because they're not actually, like, doing any mad damage. They keep following me for a bit, or no? Because if you could, like... Oh, so check this out. Imagine how cool this game would be if every enemy had, like, a kite range. It's not that they were necessarily locked into rooms, but you could draw certain enemies for a while and then have to, like, circle back around and re-kite them to get them all following. And then, like, in your room of your choosing, you have all of these big enemies to deal with. But this huge number of enemies, but because they're all there, if you manage to kill all of them with the skill that they've already got built in, that combo counter, instead of having, like I'm trying to do, kill some enemies and then hopefully run to the next area and just wish that there are more, you can make the challenge for yourself right there. That's the one thing that if I was to say anything about this game, I feel like that's what it's missing. The experience is challenging. Yep, there's challenge in it. But my influence on that challenge feels like it should be more emergent than it is. Please? Right, like getting stuck on the geometry of the level is not emergent challenge. That's just annoying. But kiting a bunch of enemies to this ball of death and then actively saying, yep, I pulled too many that time, it's on me. Or like choosing the obelisks to go for, that could be sick. Speaking of, like right now. Oh, I wanted that counter. Because right now, all the counter is necessarily doing is encouraging me, yeah, to play in a way that's more risky, but like stupid risky, not calculated risky. Keep one enemy at the very end alive for as long as possible by running weirdly close to them to make sure that they see you and try to come this way. And end up taking a couple hits for it. That's not good. Speaking of, I'm going to hold on to our pulsating obelisk and I'm going to use that one in the boss fight because I think that'll help clear out the ads. And maybe get some extra damage down on the boss when it's landed. Please?
Who could have possessed such a powerful object?
That's really nice for us. Evade bars coming back through. Give me the health. Although even with her, base walk speed is kind of enough sometimes to... not super sure on which bot. Because I'd need to work on being clearer. So let me know. Oh, yeah, so that was a... That is the ideal form of it. There's a GDC that I watch and absolutely love about the creator of Overgrowth and how he used procedural animation and keyframing to make the animations in that game. But he starts off with this really interesting phrase where he says, I feel like as game designers, we should always start and design with sort of like a gaming Hippocratic oath. All design choices should be made such that no harm is done to the gameplay. And in that way, it's like the player believing that they are the cause of what's gone wrong absolves the gameplay, absolves the design of being either disliked and or hated by the player. The onus, when cleverly done or when properly done, lays within a belief that better actions, a better application of skill, a little more understanding will go farther than, oh, that was just cheap, it didn't do what I wanted it to, or oh, that geometry is what killed me. Ah, my gosh, yep. The rested bonus that you get after staying logged out for a certain amount of time for the XP gain. MMOs are a very funky thing because put multiplayer online and then give people a goal and you can never underestimate the amount of goblin levels they will go towards to burn things through like that. Yeah, well, because in that case, now remember, if we follow the idea that, oh, I wish I could remember his name, in that case, you're doing harm to the gameplay. Because you're saying, if you play the game and enjoy what you're doing and you seem to be on a roll, we are going to damage your experience. You gain less experience for putting in more time. That's directly harming gameplay, no matter how you look at it. Right, that framing is a large part of it. Because it's either are you limiting what they can do, or are you
ever forward?
Are you expanding how they can experience it, right? Yeah, reward instead of punish. That's the way to phrase it. And that's like conditioning and behavior. In some cases, like when you're trying to get the player to learn something, the punishing can actually kind of work. They get hit by a harsh attack and then they learn that they have to move out of the way. Or, oh, that's something we should probably look into, the uses of negative versus the positive reinforcement. And where specifically taking something away pushes a player towards an experience
their life
that giving them something would not have.
Moving the cycle ever forward.
Huh. No. Ah, no, give me this one back. That is very true. It's like 90% psychology. Just being dressed up to be as fun as possible. It's really interesting. That's what my original bachelor's was in. Oh, speaking of. Wait, now give me a second, because this is a book I'm actually rereading right now, and it's one of my favorites. It should be here. Oh no! Where are you? Where are you? Oh no! Damn it! I thought I had it out. Oh no, Zynga and whoever made Castle Crashers, they have a lot of psych work. There's I don't know where it is right now, but there's a book that's called, it's textbook, Learning and Reinforcement Strategies by Charles Catania. Oh my gosh. We might actually, Guar, if you wanna rap about that on our game design day, that would be a really fun one to go into. Just like the concepts of psychology that get found in game design and good or bad examples of modern or classic ones. if any come to your mind. So I think with a little bit of research going through my mind, I could come up with some. But the reason that I love that book and that class so much, excuse me, get away from the dog. Let me shoot these things. Like right now, I would be killing these things so badly right now.
Especially during dark days.
I don't need
love had motivated this
you to stop me from, like right now, I don't need them to stop me from playing. I want to continue playing because I'm invested in this dog even though we haven't done anything. This wolf, whatever it is. Okay. He could have just been speaking over this right now, and it would have taken probably the exact same amount of time for us to finish.
While love now compelled the young one to try and rouse her from eternal slumber.
Oh, come on.
And it would be love welcoming the new orphan among the Bergsons.
It would be the Lion King which inspired this entire interaction. Wolf cub rescued. Let's go. Fair. Weirdly enough, a lot of people have said kind of that same, well, I don't know if it was the same thing specifically, but that liked it but didn't love it. Thought it was a great game, but not Souls great.
Welcome, friend.
2 triple A.
Don't mind the occasional bloodstain.
Oh, it's what's his face. Nice to see you. Give me some health. I don't have any shards. A lot more cutscenes in that. A lot more language and lines and a story that's comprehensible in a very standard way. You know, it's not, hey, read these item descriptions as much as listen to this person talk about it for a bit. You take Mort. I would love it if you took Mort. Oh, and I really wanted to play Sekiro too. And well, that was the other big thing. Those cutscenes were like story beats. They weren't just like the introduction of a character or the unveiling of a new enemy. They were each, from what I recall, each of the cutscenes was really trying to convey something. The loss of the arm, the speeches about, oh my gosh. Like the seeking of the immortality, the role of the prince, the role of the person you're about to try to fight, but then all the really good fights, the guys who were like the general who came up on that big horse. The it was the first big Souls game that did, or Souls-like, weirdly enough, that did verticality well, and I think they nailed that aspect of it.
8 eyes studied the one so willing.
I'm putting a pin in that one for a half a second because I do want to actually talk about it for a little bit. The one big thing that I did not like. Oh, I didn't even see it go up. My gosh, how long does it stay up there? Okay. Not a fan of that. Ow, actually nailed me with that. That is precisely what I was about to talk about. The posture mechanic, though. Did you play a lot of Souls PvP War? Because that posture mechanic, if it was as varied and as expansive as all the types of weapons that you can find in the Souls game, I would have liked it a lot more.
Returned from his
but the
saga
fact that like that sword that you had was all you were stuck with,
found no appreciation
and
from his
every
family,
single time you go through the enemies, yes, they have different attacks and patterns.
Despite having Linda
I
on
was a
his
big fan
side,
of Dark Souls
his
The Wrath of
father
the
was
Prepared
still
Edition
mad at him
when it
for
first came out.
endangering himself and worrying them all.
The fact that there was such
his pregnant mother, his favorite line, asking how he could be so inconsiderate. He wondered.
It's so weird. By the way,
Uncle
in terms of
Ben
story,
would
I don't feel like I've
understand his
earned
bravery
any
and
of
initiative
these.
better. With his
I don't feel like I've
heroic
earned any of
act
these story beats here.
unrecognized, the
This
young
whole
boy
thing about him
waited,
and the daggers and the
frustrated,
responsibility is
expecting more
disconnected from my
punishment.
actual gameplay, so I could give
What
zero
Kevin had
care about
not
it.
expected was his parents' reaction. Heartened by his courage,
In
his
Sekiro,
father was going to
you're
teach him the ways of
changeable.
battle.
Your variability
And his
came
mother
in
was far
that secondary
from the
weapon you
frail
had,
and
the axe
always
arm, the
worried
cannon arm, the
housewife she
gun,
had seemed.
but
A
not your main
Bergson
weapon.
through and through, she gave him her blessing.
it's
and
pretty-
asked only that he temper his courage with caution.
The storytelling in this game is like really, it's one of the reasons that I'm talking over it right now. I don't remember his name. I don't really care about what he was doing. I don't know where he got all that money and gold
Perhaps
from.
Uncle
I didn't
Ben
see
was
him
the
down in
happiest of
the
them all.
mines.
Not only had his nephew held his own in combat,
But
had
we
done so
didn't see
the
any of it.
weapons he had made for him.
We didn't see him
Kevin
forge the weapons.
only
It's not
wished
like,
his
oh,
older brother Mark was there to witness his rise to the family calling.
if I had brought back some item that Uncle Kevin had been like, hey, if you see this special type of rock, bring it back for me. What for? It's secret. And then the next time I die, that story goes through. That would have been better. But right now, it may as well just be anything.
Of the Bergsons' house, the young cub was not yet free from danger. Exhaustion racked the animal's body.
So,
Its chest heaving.
God of
for
War.
Even the smallest of
oh
breaths.
my gosh. Oh
The
my
family
gosh.
Believed several
So,
plants
God of
found
War's
deep in the
not
nearby
the newest
caves
God of War, which is
combined
still very
together,
good.
could serve to remedy
God of
the
War's
situation.
cinematic camera switching in later games, especially the fight that you have with Zeus, is one of my favorite examples of storytelling, because it kind of is in like Wrath of Ashura too. You literally are living out those story beats, and the inventive ways that they give the player some control and also wrest away from you. It's not just like tap X a bunch and you'll make it through with this big X on it. It's like in one of the scenes, it's like stop hitting yourself. You go into the perspective of the one who is being killed at that point, and you know what button to mash all the way through. And as you do that, you just hear the hits become deeper and thuddier, and you know that this is about to be some new story beat. And you never know that if somebody is speaking right now, are they about to throw something at you that requires you to all of a sudden be in the game? And the next time you're in the game, is it going to be the standard gameplay you're used to, or is it going to be a cinematic, like dragging the camera around, zooming in and out? It engrossed. They did it kind of well in the first few God of Wars, but it got such a fine point by the end. And one of the reasons that they got away with it is they did a lot of small spin-off games, the PSP games for God of War, filling out the backstory of Kratos before everything had happened. They had this visceral, it evokes a visceral response in the player, because every action you take is not just for the goal of the game, it's for the goal of the story. And now he's just unlocked for some reason. Kevin is unlocked, and I didn't do anything for it. And if I did something for it, I don't know how or why. So, I would say, and the thing that's about that is, once you get the story down once, and once you know what to hit, on higher difficulties, there's this relief when you hit those story beats. Because all of the damage that's been happening to you and all of the ways that you get to interact throughout the game, your relief is knowing that the next section, like, you don't even need to see the button prompts on the screen anymore. You know that if you lunge this certain way, if you see them go down and the big spinning icon appears, that's going to be your like your driving impetus. It's so memorable that you start playing the game for the story, because that experience of living it, of being in it, is what gets you coming back. And then the higher difficulty is just like in that way, it's just like the wall you have to get over. Those were few games that I actually played for the story, and the gameplay made me want to live the story, feeling like I'd felt half of what Kratos had felt. Each one of those struggles was you're in his eyes, or you're in his face, or you see the type of toll it's taken, and you know just how much worse it gets. Oh my gosh. Plus, I can't remember a game that starts you out before this happened. Original God of War, the first menu has you looking at half of Kratos' face. Have you just like staring into the soul of this man you're about to play through. And then when it starts the cinematic, you see that all that wind you've been hearing in the back and all that music is because he's on the cliff about to throw himself off. And it transitions directly from the menu to gameplay. Well, from the menu to the cinematic, and the cinematic plunges you into the gameplay. Like, oh, the tying together of it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh, I love that. Man, oh, and those were back in like the PS2 days. Whew, oh, that system. I had mad good experiences with that system. And it's a shame because it was in our basement, and it got ruined because we had a leak in our basement, and I thought that, oh, I'd be fine if I just put it down on the rug for a bit. No, well, we had carpet down there. Water soaked into the carpet from a window during one of the bad storms, and one day I just tried to turn on the PS2, and it fizzled and sputtered, and I couldn't understand why. And we moved the table that the TV was on and the PS2 was next to, and it was just like moldy and wet and terrible. Water had been seeping through but collecting under it, and so it hadn't actually like leaked out. You couldn't see it any darker, but that fried my fucking PS2. The tears. Oh, the tears. Holy crap, I never thought about that. I actually cried over my game console. It's been years since I thought about this thing. Oh my god. Oh, whoa, give me a second. Oh my god. Oh my god, that actually happened. Oh my god. That sucked. Oh my god, I am so upset over that. Oh jeez. And oh my god, I'm tearing up right now about it. I'm so fucking pissed. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whew. I was not expecting that. Yeah. God of War. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Whew. Thank you for the question, Guar. That was sick. Oh. And we did a lot more with that, but yes, so if there's ever the chance to experience the old God of Wars, the gameplay, I believe, is still somewhat held up. But yeah, no, they were mad good. I don't know if you can like play them through emulation now, because there's gotta be some good PS2 emulation out there. Oh. Now though, when was the last time I actually had like a great experience like that? Because God of War is like reached into the nostalgia. Really good, really well done. But a storytelling experience that was only expressible through the medium of games. When was the last time I played a game, like outside of playing the game, that made me think there's really no other way to experience this? It's just not possible. Huh. Huh. I can't think of many others, all honesty. By the way, I lost the bet. We have died more than 3 times. Well, now, to talk about the AAA-ification of things, there haven't been many story games that have come out as of late that have been necessarily, like, really heavily impactful, you know? I can't think of the last time I was excited for a story-based game that was coming out because of the story, like, because of what to expect from it. There was The Last of Us, which I couldn't play because I didn't have the PS3? Was that a PS4 game? But yeah, not too many. I've been, in my later years here, I've been much more on the, like, this one. Either resource management, city and life management, but not story. Maybe it's a console thing. So I'm trying to think, like, when was the last time a non-console story-based Undertale, which I still need to actually finish, by the way. I never killed Sans. But then again, Undertale is years old by this point. It's really old out there. The Last of Us 1, I want to, like, play The Last of Us 2 because I've seen a lot of the story, but it's got to be... I feel for the story in that game. I actually think that it's got to be something like the gameplay or the moment-to-moment that people are harping on more. Excuse me. Yeah, I watched The Last of Us. Yes, a lot of them were, especially the... Now, that was a game that when they switched to a cutscene and, like, they had it go out, I kind of didn't mind the gameplay stuff. Deltarune's new chapters I want to play. I haven't played any of Deltarune, but I've seen that it's been absolutely amazing. Red Dead Redemption. Once again, those console ones. But that's a really good point. Oh, now speaking of that one, Red Dead Redemption 2 I've seen has a story beat / moment where you, like, build a house with the musical. And you have to time your gameplay to the actions that are occurring on screen. That's a really nice amount of immersion that Rockstar Red Dead has been built around. The moments of the game that are so painstakingly detailed, but from the point of the player, from the view of the player, they seem like natural extensions that would be weird if control was taken away from you at that point. Rockstar does a lot of that really well. Even though I've not been the biggest fan of, like, GTA's over, I would love to give that a shot. Have you been playing Deltarune, Georgie? That's such a great title. The Static Speaks My Name. Huh. Narrative based, it seems like, because you also mentioned, I have it written down here somewhere. There was that other game that you mentioned that I looked into, which was strong and story based, that was on PC only, but I really, really was intrigued by it, just by the description alone. Having gone through Undertale and being surprisingly engrossed and engaged by it, I do want to start trying out some Deltarune, because that whole... the writing in those games and the way they're tied together is extremely nice. Oh, RPG Maker is the soul of modern gaming. I play the hell out of some RPG Maker games now. I do have to say they are not streamable games, but they are very enjoyable. But they do a lot of interesting stuff. Sure, free game. Mad Father! Yeah, there we go. Whoa. Here, I'm actually out of my post-it notes, so I'm gonna write on an index card. Need to make sure I put these back. Cause I'll always look the moon, and then the static speaks my name. My name. Shortened for game last play. Yep. Thank you. Because a strong narrative game is a little few and far between.
Welcome, friend.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Don't mind the occasional blood stain on the merchandise.
I still don't have any gems. Its own website? Really? Hey, I love the sound of free. Bam. I will look into that then. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Portal 1 should run on this. So I actually did play through Portal 1 a while ago, but that would be probably something to... Okay, so if Monday's Jupiter Hell, Tuesday could be like our story day, or we could do like a story Saturday. Oh, please! After the streams are over, I always go through the chat to make sure that I didn't miss any links. Once again, by the way, thank you for that audiobook of The Goldfinch. I got to start through a little bit of it, but then I realized that I still have to finish the NFT video, which I was actually watching earlier. And it is a very good one. That, what's his name? Oh my god, I don't remember the name of the channel. But he starts by relating it to The Big Short and explaining how the whole housing market thing works. I really like it. Yeah, no, in terms of incorporating gameplay, Portal 2 has that Valve quality writing. Ah, my leg. When they really knew what they were doing. And once again, that's a great example of the voice can just speak over what the player is doing. If it's somewhat reactive, that's even better because it keeps the player engrossed. Whoop. Yes. Far, far better. And interestingly enough, I'd like to say that's because Portal 1 was so strong that they... Oh. Okay, no.
The sight had become painfully all too familiar. The sorrow always hard for the Guardian to bear.
Yeah, they do.
Not able to save, only to avenge.
But yeah, with Portal 2, they had to continue the story of Portal 1. They really had a lot of the mystique gone from what pulled you through the game. It needed
too heavy a burden.
Speaking of burdens, it needed to carry some story chunks with it.
Stifling his sobs, the small boy spoke of his mother.
Right,
she was not far away, and returning to her was his only need.
I'm sorry for pausing. I'm just so confused. Okay, there we go. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, the complexity yet understandability of Portal's chambers, especially OG Portal. Whoop. The toppest of notch. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually terrible. Oh my gosh, so Guilty Spark is honestly my wait. Because with Halo 1, is Guilty Spark the name of the flood level? Silent Cartographer is also another one of my favorite levels ever existing. Oh my gosh, which
Tears
they also have
down the
that
mother's
one where you
face
rescue
in praise
keys.
of her good fortune, thankful for her son's safe return.
Halo 1 was
for the briefest of
exceptionally
moments,
well done.
The burden of Mount Morta became lighter.
The story that they got
on
from
the
that one
shoulder.
is so good. The buildup of that level, the reveal of the flood, the way that they're like out in the fog and the mist before you even fight them. Yeah, oh my god. Halo, master class of level design, story integration. Lucky Charm. Thank you. Gosh. Oh my gosh, Truth and Reconciliation. The title of those levels. Oh my gosh. It just sounds, it weirdly enough sounds epic. It sounds epic. The Warthog run, absolutely. Oh my gosh. I don't know why people didn't like the way the OG Warthog controlled. That was fun as ever. You could do mad drifts on that thing. It wasn't that hard to shoot from the back. Okay. We got half health. We got half health. We have no gems, so I can't even buy more health. We got a couple of items. Okay, let's go. Oh. And then I think as soon as we clear this one, we're probably gonna put Children of Morta in the meh pile. Gameplay is kind of fun. Story, really kind of terrible so far in its presentation. But the fact that this one boss has what I would call it's a frustrating mechanic because there's enough of an expectation that I know precisely what I need to do, but also the way that it happens feels inherently unfair. Like sometimes it really shouldn't be as difficult as it is. Not like this is me hating the way that the gameplay is going, but the moment-to-moment gameplay is actually kind of fun as like a little shooter. But if I was playing somebody melee, I don't know if I would feel that way, you know?
All 8 eyes.
And they need to stop
studied the one
playing this
so
every
willing
single time.
to walk into their own tomb.
I don't even know the name of the narrator, so I can't feel like he's... like that. had a block. I had a dodge there. Delicious!
Anguish has
Get out of my face!
slowly beckoned to bestow its
Whew.
peace.
Oh my gosh. Right? Like that, I'm happy that we got it through, but like I don't even feel like I want to pick up the gold and go further. Ugh. Control was another game that I thought was mad interesting looking. Like it's a little meh on this. Oh my gosh. See, that's what I was talking about. That mastery thing. If there's a way that a game can like make you feel as though everything you've gone through and builds up suddenly becomes like Ori and the Blind Forest. I've heard people, my sisters raved about it. A lot of people love it for that. Like there are parts in the game that test you and that use everything you've learned into this beautiful gameplay experience. It's not just a loop. It's not just a level. It's like an experience of what you've gone through, and in your mind it even clicks like, damn, that was awesome. Okay. I don't even know what we picked up. Cool. Now they're going to talk more about this.
Defeated, the Spider King had been removed from the path, leading to the halls of Aneadiah. Although the pestering of greedy goblins might still prove dangerous along the way.
Yeah, so out of place there.
Uncle Ben was pointing out possible routes forward, speaking of the troubles pilgrims had run into in the Lost Trenches.
But Air Control was a very, very good game, story-wise as well, with surprising amount of intrigue and engagement. Okay. Gotcha. Children of Morta. It was decent. Ooh, I can always go up to a harder difficulty, but I don't know if that would save it. It's decent. We're online. We're online. Cool. Yeah. No. How do I save? How do I save? We've been playing this whole time, and I don't know how to save. We got chapter select, workshop, library, book of Rhea. I can upgrade their skills faster if I had the right resources. Like, this should be so engaging right now. A little look into the slice of life that's going on. All these characters, but if I click on them, they don't even say like little things to themselves. I don't know what time of day it is. I don't know how they go through days. I never know what Mother's doing. Like, I don't care. I just want to make sure that it's saved. Is saving down here? I'm not going to those caves. Yo, oh my gosh. I don't know how many GDQs you've seen, but there's a Mirror's Edge run. The glitchless Mirror's Edge run. Which is online enabled, tab, precision. Okay, yeah, no, we're just gonna exit. I don't know if it's saved or not. Mirror's Edge gameplay looked really, really cool, and I think they refined it in the Mirror's Edge 2. But there's this glitchless, quote-unquote, speed run that a runner is doing, and he's got this guy on his couch who just will not stop giving him trouble for it. Because the glitchless speedrun actually has a lot of glitches in it, but it's just got like this arbitrary kind of line drawn through what is and what isn't. And the guy who is playing has the world record and also kind of got to decide what was and what wasn't a glitch for it. So I've always kind of wanted to play that game just because of that speedrun. It's funny as hell. We are going to do some changing. Holding for one moment here. and transition into the second part of the stream, which is probably either going to be an hour or a half hour. My leg has felt better, but my back kind of seems to be doing that thing where it's telling me it's going to get worse without actually getting worse. Classical conditioning is Mirror's Edge. Oh yeah, with the free running on that. Here, let's go to. And then we're gonna do. Bam. It is a pretty sick phrase, right? Is that good on the volume? Not too loud? I would hope not. Let me know how that comes through. What were you, by the way? 1280 by 720, cool. So we're gonna be redoing our stream starting art and animation. I don't even know if I still have the original Sprite file for it, but we'll just start from scratch all over again. I don't think that minds too much. And also, there is the wonderful offshoot of postmodern conditioning. Here, open me up. Let's think about this. How do we want to do this one? I was gonna say that's. Oh, sick! That's amazing. But that's a pretty interesting combination you got going on right there, Georgie. We'll do some HSV, yeah. If we're looking for something that's going to be starting the stream out, I don't want it to be completely gray. So here's my thought. We're going to go for something that's more like around this greenish area. Light green. And American Psycho is very great. I've seen people really like Barbie Swan Lake, believe it or not. Like, I've never seen it myself, but I remember a lot of my friends when I was younger talked about it. And I'm gonna pull up my little reference because I can never remember. Color wheel diagram. I always forget what our mixes are. Okay, so for I'll watch that after. For grabbing attention, I know that green is one that implies a certain liveliness. Is it worth the watch, Georgie? Because I know I'll be able to find it somewhere. And then I want to say that we'll use... What is this? We're going to go for some... No, not tertiary. I need to know, like, complementary and such. Gotcha. So we're going to make this out of 3 base colors. I'm going to start up with this one. We're going to come this way, that way, that way. For our highlight. And then we're gonna jump all the way across something. Really should be more around here. And this is gonna be our actual writing in. But I want that pink. Nah, let's throw it around. A little closer to the red there. Give me that. Primary. And then they're both going to be shifting that way. So we go like this, like that, highlight. And then for anything else, we'll work out around there. Cool. So, nope. Give me this. G that. Ugh, that is very overwhelming, though. Hopefully it's not too bad. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. Get out of here. Shift new. And then we're just going to do, because I don't have much of an idea for stylized writing quite yet, do like, nope. Clean that up a bit. Just to put another line. Here a little bit. Bring that down. Then now, interestingly enough, I wonder about that when people say that there are certain movies which just can't get made today. That looks like trash. Often, one that I hear brought up actually is American Psycho. And most oftenly, I don't really know about the arguments that people come up with for it. Let's actually just make a face first. Let's have some fun. But I have to say that I believe when people the skit talk about something not being able to be made, it's almost like they always want to go about the general ideas that people have right now being either too sensitive or too unsafe. But I never really think that's the case. I would say it's about the mind creating the art as opposed to the people consuming the art. Oh, a Christmas one. No, I was just saying that it comes up often when people say something like, oh, you know it's a movie that could never get made today? American Psycho. And many times in those arguments, I hear that they're kind of bringing it up as the idea that society or whatnot would not allow the movie to be made. And I was saying more, I believe, especially in a case like that one, it's more about the one who was creating the art as opposed to the ones consuming it. Because everything that movie was about the themes of, weirdly enough, comparing that hyper high-powered 80s lifestyle. I don't think there are lifestyles that exist in quite such a cosm as that. Music's a bit loud. Let's try taking it to about there. It does, oh my gosh, it does slap, you know. Because even wondering, like, what is a character that could even take the role of Patrick Bateman? Like, what's the modern day equivalent? Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. Like, with that creator, there's a really, well, of course, there's artsy stuff, but for instance, in that one of the most interesting things that came up is it's explicitly not about that glorification of violence, because the one who's doing the violence is so desensitized to it and also may not even be doing it in the first place. It's much more about like getting lost in that sick idealism of what does it mean to have that success going on. Although, if you gotta say, it's not like this was a cult movie, though. An early Christian Bale, Kirsten Dunst? Not Kirsten Dunst. What was that woman's name? His girlfriend in the movie. She was a rather high-profile actor. Willem Dafoe at that time was still knocking it out of the park, as he always does. Niche stuff will be the niche, but also, in many cases, it comes with niche quality. That one had star power behind it. It had a lot of press and interest. And this is just our backing. We're gonna change these colors because I'm not really enjoying them that much. Love sale countdown. Get out of my face, please. Oh, much more indie stuff has gone up in quality. The availability of the means of creation is higher than it's ever been. Okay, we're starting over. Because I still don't get color that go well. Like, you can have back when I was still working, we sold a little bit more there. We sold this absolutely amazing handheld camera stabilizer that could be used with your phone, and that can get high quality panning shots, insane levels of programmability. And if in that case, like, if you've got somebody who is ambitious enough and has a phone, they don't need to sink necessarily the tens of thousands of dollars into it to be able to get their feet off the ground. And with a platform like YouTube, as soon as they're equipped with the money, they can make that dollar stretch much further than they may have been able to in other times when art had to be a little bit more of a sure bet to get funding. But also, there are a lot more people, because of the art, that are willing to try to say more, push the indie envelope. They want to be the next name they've never even heard of. They want to be the next reference in their class. They want to be the next one to take off who just came out of nowhere and really knocked them dead. That competitive drive is stronger than ever in the indie scene, I would believe. But on the Hollywood side of things, I'm not so sure about. So now that's an interesting one, actually, Georgie. These are actually really good points to that very same thing that I was just saying. You can now get lost in the sea because there is going to be an absolute ton of product. There is going to be an absolute ton of art that's going to be out there. That is a good point as well, Georgie, when you say white collar horror, because when I kind of imagine it, if we're linking it back to something like American Psycho, taking the dramatic or horrifying aspects that can be found in a certain style of, in a certain like almost crust of society. So to put it this way, like speaking to that earlier point when you say summer, oh, here, like, white collar is like Patrick Bateman himself. When was the last time that we saw a horror movie where it was confined to a city and did not have weirdly fantastical elements to it, right? There are a lot of dramas that have it this way. Like there was A Very Serious Man was a drama that kind of took it that way. There was Nobody was an action movie that kind of tried to take it that way. And that wordplay went over my head. I have to admit I'm on the frazzled side of things. I'm trying to think up what we're gonna write and animate, and nothing seems to be good. But also I like the conversation. You know what? What I will say is the unassuming horror is something that's kind of gone a long way. Now, to Georgie's point of saying like someone you don't think is capable of terrible things. There was that movie that came out not too long ago, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's about a old couple who gets intruded upon by two bank robbers. And they've done some horrible thing, and they've gotten away, and they need to kind of lay low, so they break into this suburban old couple's house, and they threaten them. They're like, okay, we're gonna blow your brains out, beware. And then they uncover that the couple is actually a sadistic pair of serial killers. And they have this evil versus evil type of showdown that goes through. And a lot of it kind of relied on gore and heavy effects. And the story turned out to be much weaker once they actually hit the examination of the characters and the horror aspects. Yeah, a lot of those. Get Out is one that I was also thinking of. Like, Jordan Peele does this. Jordan Peele does this really, really well. But it's so much easier for something like that to be turned into a drama. And far more often, you'll see that when people see that there's like not the... that there's the threat... Yeah, like there's that violation of trust. There's that human aspect where you get to look into the psyche of a character. A lot of directors and a lot of authors, writers seem to divorce the two because they want to see in our modern day, if there's not the idea of the jump scare, if there's not the idea of the death, if there's not the idea of the horror trope, you can't make something horrific. You may as well go full bore. Let's turn this into an examination of what's going on. Elicit, instead of feelings of discomfort or fear, elicit feelings of either like longing or wanting to look into the mind of their character, empathy for what the character is possibly going through, and slight discomfort at the way that it's being portrayed, that it has to play out. More like a tragedy than a horror. There was a Japanese movie, Audition, that did something like this extremely well. There are horrifying situations in it, but then the actual application in the end, the results of that horror and just the cruelty that comes from it, really, really stinging, psychological. Now that was when you found good horror in small places, like indie horror, low budget horror. The ones that do it exceptionally well have reasoning for the jump scares, and that's something that I think, like, to make a quick buck, too many people were taking the idea of the jump scare and just like putting it in, like I said, as a horror trope. But if you do it with no purpose, if there's no strong writing to back up why there should be that tension or there should be that jump, it's just cheap. And people picked up on that, but so many people were just looking to have the crap scared out of them that it made a lot of money. So, there was a movie that I watched There was a movie that I watched a video essay on. Once again, a Japanese horror movie. Very, very slow burning. But it has... Hereditary was so good. It has that deep dread and existential type of fear that does not rely on jump scares. Something like Cairo. I can't exactly remember. Well, but then how do they jump scare you in your dreams? Like, okay, to harp on Hereditary a little bit. What is the name of the daughter? Charlie. When Charlie gets it, that is technically a jump scare. Because the action is meant to be quick, it's meant to come out of nowhere, and it's meant to elicit a sort of revulsion, a fear that suddenly you have to deal with. A silent jump scare in a dream. What was the last time I really had some dreams? I can't say that I have, per se. But I have seen a good silent jump scare. Like something where the imagery alone and the fact that the thing is there and nothing else is reacting to it is what makes it so terrifying. Like, you notice what is out of place, what is wrong, what should be feared, and there's so little time to react or take in that you, like, it's almost like you feel the skin around your head shrink a little bit in fear. Everything tenses up. You're in your body mix the noise for you rather than a music sting or something. Hereditary actually kind of has one of those. Like, so in Hereditary, there's this one scene where you see a dead woman in a room, and she's there for the entire scene, for like a long portion of the scene, and you see her and you notice her and you don't quite know what's going on, and then of course the character flips on a light and the person is gone, but there's no like musical accompaniment for it. Oh my gosh, Guar's pulling out great ones here. I haven't seen The Haunting of Hill House, actually. I've heard good about it, but not seen. Oh, Maybe I should look up some good, like I need to reacquaint myself with them and actually look up good horror movies, but do you know what's something that I wish they did more of? A lot of, some directors do it, but I wish a lot more would. Using the score and using, like, the music to aid the horror itself. Silence of the Lambs. So Hannibal is slightly different from Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs, I get, but also it wasn't as effective, as gripping as I think a lot of people said. I think it's that Ari Aster film. It's some of the music from Ari Aster's second film. It's the one about where she's tripping out. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. The music from that, or maybe it is Hereditary. There's this, damn it, I want to look it up so badly right now. There's this musical effect. There's this musical line that happens. It's just like these blaring of horns that sounds kind of good, but also there's this main melody that goes through it, which causes a lot of horrifying tension. I wish more movies relied on that. Oh, it pushed the lotions in the basket, or else it gets the hose again. Best part in the entire movie. We still talking about Silence of the Lambs? I think. Yeah, I'm gonna quit rambling for half of a second because that's just what I've been doing for a bit, and try to put something down. Do like inspiration can strike at any time. As soon as you find the means, go right for. Movie making is actually kind of fun. The only difficult part, I believe, about, or at least one of the main difficult parts about making movies, is getting the script down. Oh my gosh. But one of the things that I love to, when I made a music video, a short, very, very short film with my friend, and an old Kung Fu movie with my friend. One of my favorite effects, though, is filming yourself multiple times. And then just like reading the lines back and forth. So you don't even technically need friends to get some of that going. As long as you've got the framing of your shot right. Ooh, let's do that. Then you could be all the actors you need, Georgie. Is... That's a little weird eye. Damn it! I need to put some U's in there. Then we can just, here, watch. We'll throw them the ultimate curveball on that. See, we were talking about Coomer marketing last time. Stream is coming. That's the way to get people showing up. And then you hit them with the bam. Is coming. We can always... Oh, you're very welcome, Sylph. Sleep well. Thank you. I'll be catching your stream whenever you're on again, too. It was fun. Thank you for stopping by. Let's try. Yeah, what time is it in the EU right now? Because she mentioned UK, so... Those hours must be insane. That a little wider. And then this can go like that. 6 hours time diff. Oh my gosh. Oh! We're not stretching up and back right now. Oh. Yeah, no, that's mad late then. Oh. And then we give a little... Okay. To test your eyesight, which do you like better? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Or do you think I should just do an entirely new one? Because I'm thinking, instead of trying to smush a face in here, we're going to make that a separate layer. But these will just be animating coming out. 2. Gotcha. We will go with it. So let's take you. Delete that in there. And then We'll make a new one, and then that'll be the last thing that we do. But let's get some... Gotcha. So here's how we're gonna do. We always do like this. And it's going to Gotcha. Okay. First is this. And then, not that. Stop it. Then go forward one more. And we... Oh. See ya, Guar. Enjoy the shooting. Till the next. Do that. Shift A. And then... take this. Five, and then we gotta be done in 2. So can do like that. I'm gonna do 1. Bump this up. Way more. So when we do the animation, what this does is it's going to make the words appear right there. And then by the end of this, what I'm going to have is we'll select all of this, and we can do a little thing where I want to say we can reverse the frames. So instead of the word stream disappearing, the word is going to appear. And then we'll hold on basically this last frame where everything is there. And then the words will disappear again, and I'll make a little smile come up. Plus, the timing is all on like 100 milliseconds per frame, and we'll speed that up a little bit. So that instead of going like chunk, it'll go like brrrah, hold, brrrah, and go away. At least that's my intention. And I wanted to do something somewhat interesting looking for it. Like on stream delayed, I just had it go kind of like that, same thing. Stop playing, please. By the way, I kind of know what's in mind right now, so if there's anything you want to talk about or anything that's on your mind, let me know, because I'm trying to think up the more like casual, rambly stuff to say, because that's something I desperately need practice on. Otherwise, I don't want to be just boring drawing down my lines over here. Although it is kind of a nice little vibe. Lo-fi makes nearly anything better. Nearly anything. Nope. Stop that. See this. Yeah, I don't have Photoshop, but I've got a number of other ways that I've kind of been getting around it. Like, I use Sprite here, obviously, but also I use Krita, or Krita, I think that some people refer to it as, and that's like more of a vector graphics whatnot. But I've been trying to look for a good way to scan my other drawings that I've done in. Oh, Photopea. I couldn't even say that I've heard about that one. Do you do more straight up art, or do you do animation and such? And then that's gonna be one here, that. I think this was the color we used before. So I'd love to do more of either pixel-based animation like in the game that we saw, but I just don't have the best of eyes for it. Wow, graphic design with. That's actually really sick. And I've always kind of wondered this, because it seems to, I had some artistic friends. When you say you're looking for what pops, what does that mean to you, especially in terms of a location and environment? Because more often than not, I hear it with like the idea of colors and coloration. What's the highlight? What draws the eye? What makes the viewer frame the photo in a way that you think is going to be good? But I've never really had a chance to ask or even know or look into it too much myself. As you may see, a lot of what I do is just smiley faces because I like them. That looks bad. color just does not make sense to me. Well, especially in that environment, we might just leave this. In the environment side of things, the blood is such a strong effect there. No. Here, take me back, take me back, take me back home, yeah. And I can see that kind of drives the pop of it. Do you do, when you do the design, is it more for like trying to take the environment and then make it look a certain way, like evoke an emotion? Or is it just kind of going for like whatever's cool? Look at what's in there and then enhance what you personally like, what you think that the eye deserves to be drawn to. Because personally, I was never really good with environments. And even then, my faces used to be kind of okay, but I'm more cared for like figures, forms, and bodies. Wow. Oh, okay. Theme dependent. Well, there's a lot of really good effect you can get by highlighting the figure in certain ways, using color to do it and such. And I always found that having a certain figure that you want, or like finding a figure that you personally find interesting and then like trying to see, well, how can I bring them out to the best of my ability? What about it do I need to change in order to do that? Not that it's therapeutic, but it's just interesting. You get to kind of look into what you value, what you think is worth being investigated. Do you normally try to give yourself a broad theme? And I wish I could say personally that it was much more about okay, so it's like you've got the drive to do it. Only, I was gonna say, only if you wish, because I do find it rather interesting. But also, I personally know that editing and putting a lot of time in can be somewhat tedious and troublesome. So it's all up to you, but hey, Sharon is wonderful. I wish I could say that I've got something better for this, but I don't. We are going to take all these, reverse them frames, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of these. One of the things that I love about animation and I get really into is, oh, sick. No worries then. Is timing of frames. I think timing like makes animation, and I absolutely get mad into it. Well, actually, speaking of, I'll do one of my tricks that I like to, because we know we want to make this nice and quick and chunky. So a little this is where my art skills are bad. So when you say the cowlick would be like a, and I can change the actual background there, right? Because we could give like that. And then just erase the line in the middle. Oh man, I gotta do some mad practicing. Let's at least get this one down. Here. No. You. Oh, it's gonna make me do it like this. No? Why? Why are you doing this? Maybe like that? Okay. No. There we go. Something of the ilk. Stop P and we'll call these 40 as well as you, and then you P 70 gonna be 600, and then nice. 2 1 2 2 D. Then P 60 U P. No, the last one we're actually not going to. Stop. Take you to 70. Take you to 50. And then on that, 700. And then 1 2 3. You down. $156. $76. Stop. And then you. $17. Okay. Nope. Didn't take it well. Oh. Oh, that's all I'm going to do with this one right now. Normally I'm bad at this, but today I'm like even worse. I think it's because, or it's about 8 o'clock for me here. I need to start practicing more and more and getting my art brain going. And even the music knew when to cut out on that one. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call that up. Oh. Oh. And then I'll have to work on this at some other time and actually make it better before making it the start of the stream. But it's not like the start of the stream is too fancy anyway, so I may just put it up. Who knows, who knows. But today was fun. Today was fun. We did Children of Morta, which worked kind of as like a non-thinking background game, but if I was really trying to get invested in it, the mad storytelling, the disjointed type of gameplay experience between melee and ranged, and then the non-willingness to really want to look more in. It didn't feel like I was uncovering secrets with that game or really exploring the lore. It just felt like it was just being laid down, which wasn't much fun, but wasn't the worst. Then we did our little art at the end, had a little discussion about movies, which was mad fun. I've just been saying, I'm ending the stream for right now. We did a little bit of a, I'll let this play in the back just so you can see how it looks. I'm going to add more on to this. But at some point, this is going to become the new entrance to the stream, just for fun. And tomorrow is Thursday, so we're going to be doing something horror. It might be Doki Doki again, unless I can find something good that we can actually play on. It might be Alien Isolation again if the stream doesn't decide to die and crash. We shall see. But till the next time, I do want to say, no matter who, no matter how, no matter where, thank you. I'll check the link. No worries, no worries. Thank you, Georgie.